Throughout my life, I've experienced altered states of consciousness and awareness, whether voluntarily or not, either through accidents, astral traveling at night as a child to leave a traumatic space, leaving my body due to extreme pain, lucid dreaming, ocular migraines, spontaneous kundalini awakening, a coma experience and seeing entities, psychedelic experimentations, and realizing that with these and more, several of us, not only myself, have reported seeing the same beings, patterns, and coding underlying and coexisting alongside us all the time. Things we cannot perceive because our brains are designed to limit our awareness and focus on only one reality. Unless, of course, we experience these glitches. All of these anomalous events have given me personal glimpses into the subtle realms and solidified my understanding that the system we exist within is incredibly complex. All of these anomalous events play a very important role in opening the doors of perception. 3 years ago, I set an intention to astral travel to see the realm from the outside. I flew up through the atmosphere and then hit my head on something and fell back into my body. Only recently, over the past few months, have I come across videos of other people describing similar experiences, including mentions of a frequency net. Last year, after receiving a very scary diagnosis of a rare condition that I'm still navigating, I wanted to astral travel to gain insights. Maybe something from a past life, or something I might be carrying over into this one. I hope to find an explanation for the significant hardships and challenges that I've faced. And during this experience, I found myself flying over an immense city that felt both ancient and futuristic, with stunning and magical architecture. As I flew over the city, I approached a massive cube, larger than I could have ever imagined, floating in a void. Its intersections featured glowing blue nodes. I was tiny in comparison, and when I flew into the cube, I came out on the other side. There I found myself speaking with a woman in a new reality, describing concepts like purgatory and Valhalla. There's a video recently published by Dark Mystic 9 which describes more in detail accounts of astral cities as processing chips and a giant cube that serves as the mainframe. Also, her experience of hitting her head on the frequency net type barrier as well, she brings up in the same video. I'll link it below so that you can hear more details. Watching this has brought an added layer of validation to my personal experience and has inspired me to attempt to make this video and share more. When I was 7 years old, I was waiting for the bus alone one dark morning and sensed that something was watching me from above. I never told anyone, and I forgot about it for years. 5 years ago, during an ocular migraine, where I saw diamond-like shards or crystal-like patterns in my vision, as though a filter was placed between my eyes and the world. The sensation was uncomfortable, so I went outside to lay under a tree. I soon entered an altered state of consciousness where all the sounds around me felt deeply familiar, as though I were experiencing my entire life in one single moment. Time ceased to exist. and in that timeless state, I had a quick intention to visit my younger self. Suddenly, I was in the sky, looking down at myself, waiting for the bus as a child. I realized it was me that I had sensed all those years ago, even though it only happened just 5. In another interview with Dark Mystic 9, she describes finding a prism-like structure around her head during an experience. She removed it and believed it was connected to controlling her perception. Reflecting on this, I wondered if my own ocular migraine and the glitch-like crystal vision were temporary breakdowns in my brain's operating system, allowing me to see beyond the normal perception. And perhaps this prism-like structure plays a role in receiving lights, sound, frequency in a specifically tuned manner, which could be another layer of our perception and possible manipulation. Several people have discussed this, and I believe it to be true as well, that when the brain has a moment for some reason that it isn't operating in its normal design's function, there's a revelation of more of reality that we're able to perceive when systems were intact. These momentary glitches, which open doors within the mind, I've found is a vast opportunity to sense beyond what we are designed to perceive. All of these accounts of cubes, frequency nets, astral processing cities, and the layers of our reality makes me think and ponder on how this entire system could be set up. As I find more puzzle pieces that truly resonate with my own inner knowing, I can't help but wonder about celestial entities, stars, the sun, the planets, the realm, the inner workings on ethereal levels. What if there are vast plasma fields holding data, simultaneously being conscious entities? In regards to a star, an expansive collection of spirit and consciousness. What if the silver cord connecting us to our higher selves, which could in fact be the stars, act like an ethereal fiber optic cable transmitting light and information? And therefore, this connection could weaken over time due to static caused by the density of our experience here, leading to a fragmentary perception of our true self. What if the dome or firmament acts as a large refractive lens, a prism, bending and filtering light and sound? And perhaps the planets, each resonating with specific frequencies, orchestrate the dynamics of this creation, pushing and pulling on the energies of the beings below like magnetic filings in an Etch-a-Sketch. The interplay of light, sound, and electromagnetic charge creates our reality, and then I can't help but wonder, why would such expansive, powerfully creative light beings enter this realm only to be trapped in a body with so much limitation, pain, and longing for freedom? It doesn't feel like something I would voluntarily choose if I were fully aware of the constraints and manipulations within this system. The existence of parasitic energy dynamics, feeding on released emotional charge and hidden within the design of this place, feels deeply disturbing. It plays out in countless ways, often in malicious or manipulative forms. It's so interwoven into the coding that it creeps through the basement door of our very own subconscious mind, attempting to navigate us toward increased disorder and distortion. Thinking about prisms, lights, and the layers of illusion that create our experience, it seems like an elaborate trick, something harnessing energy for its own gain. The emotional energy we release into the atmosphere feels harnessed or harvested in ways we don't yet understand. I contemplate these possibilities of being connected to my much larger star self, and that perhaps my inherent longing for freedom and full creative control comes from still being attached through some invisible thread to my full brightness and capacity. I like sensing into that and imagining reintegrating myself from this life experience back into the entirety of myself on the outside of this system. And however it is all pieced together, if it's like a computer motherboard creating a coded simulation with planets, sun, moon, stars, dome, layers of ethereal prisms, receiving frequency and light to be tuned, perhaps as sound can alter the shape of sand, and hold it as geometric patterns, as in cymatics or light waves altering the brainwave's perception, transferring information back and forth from the astral records database, perhaps to a giant cube-like mainframe, which stores all the data from all time and space and redistributes it back into the system, where our infinite creative potential is harnessed and utilized to continue building a realm based on the codes that I'm becoming more and more conscious of. I do feel for myself an importance on contemplating these systems and how they could work so that I may more easily focus on that which brings me closer to releasing my attachment from this place. This celestial fragmentation will no longer participate and contribute to developing this world after this life is over. It does not deserve what I have to offer. The other spirits I meet that are also being harnessed here, yes, we do deserve each other's support. But the design of this realm is intentionally corrupted, and only the thing that I want to focus on until I have more information is just metaphorically walking away and moving on toward what I truly align with. These are just my thoughts for now, pieced together from my own experiences. I appreciate you listening, and as I work through this for myself, maybe others can feel inspiration. There are still so many layers and complexities to ponder. My wish is that while we remember more of our true being, while we are here, to be as gentle with our own inner processing as we can. It's already stressful enough. How can I peacefully coexist with something that I fundamentally disagree with? My mind is every day letting go of the hold that it has over me and staying resting nourished in the center of my being, which is not this physical body, only a place I can sense into, and that is enough for me in this moment.